Hello everyone, this is Keith Hoover, founder and CEO of Dashpoint Analytics, and today I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of our HPRD by Acuity dashboard. HPRD, of course, stands for hours per resident day. You might also call it hours per patient day or hours per census day, but essentially it's tracking your payroll-based journal hours by the census levels that you happen to have on your skilled nursing facility. So let me go ahead and get started, and we can explain some of the details of what this does in more detail as we progress. What you're seeing on the screen right now is the main screen. I am going to go ahead and sign out just for a second. Just for those of you who have never tried our demo, you can try it at demo.dashpointanalytics.com. It's a safe working environment where you can just click around on demo data and get a sense for all of our dashboards and how they might work for your facility. If you haven't created an account, you just click down here, hit create account, fill in the information, and you'll get emailed activation, and you can immediately get started. So I encourage you to try it out. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in as our test user here. And we are going to go to the HPRD by Acuity. Go ahead and go full screen here. So one of the things you might be asking is, I can already get my PBJ numbers. Why do I need this particular dashboard? Well, one of the things that we've tried to target with this dashboard is measuring HPRD by the acuity level of the residents that are on each particular floor. As you know, some of your higher acuity levels are going to be more demanding on staff, and we've tried to actually highlight some of the most impactful events, and that would include like two-person assists with a lot of ADLs, lifts, that sort of thing, things that are going to take more of your staff's time and therefore justify more hours per resident day. But let's go ahead and look at each of these screens right here. This is the overall summary of your entire facility. It's going to give your current average daily HPRD, and that's essentially averaged over the last 7 days. However, I would like to point out over here on the right, I can hit that filter and I can change that date range to either a longer or shorter period of time, and this will adjust. This is the average daily census for that time period, and then you have the breakdown of the FTEs by job category for that period. So if you're tracking staffing levels and you need to know if you're falling in budget related to each of those job categories, this is a quick way to check if you're in line or not. This middle screen essentially gives you by day your total nursing hours, the census, and the HPPD. It gives you hours per shift, HPP by selected shift. So maybe you're just trying to sort of see which shifts. So I could actually go over here, change my filter, and just sort by day shift, and it's going to show me hours by day shift. Now, the other thing I want to point out, notice when I did that, these adjusted as well. So it's going to also give you an idea of how many FTEs on the shift you have. And so you can say, compare that to night and see how many FTEs you're dealing with on the night shift instead. So that gives you an idea how you can slice and dice this. It gives you your staff mix ratios, so you can sort of see your number of RNs, overall percentage of total staffing, or also licensed staffing, and go from there. Down here in the bottom right, it gives you your total counts of residents that are having high levels of assistance related to key ADLs. You know, your feeding time. You've got 6 residents at or 2-person assist, so on and so forth. This bottom left will give you your trend line over those 7 days of where your HPPD is tracking, and can kind of give you a sense for, you know, your down days and your up days. And then the dashed line is your average over that 7-day period. Now, you can actually go into individual units as well, so tracking their census and their HPPD by unit. Again, this is very similar to the prior screen. The one difference is this middle visualization. It's going to give you some general numbers by the unit and day, but then you can also look at employees. And what I've had is some clients actually will use this, their scheduler will use this to sort of see, I know I had scheduled these people, how many are staying a little longer than the original schedule shift, how many left early, that kind of thing. They can quickly validate who came in the building and who not. And this is all pretty much real-time information. So it's very useful to the scheduler or manager. Now, the last thing I wanted to go over is just sort of how a scenario that we often deal with. I'm going to use these 2 units. There's a Forsythia unit and this other unit, and you notice the HPPD for this particular unit is 3.75 over the last 7 days. And take a look down here. And you can see some of the counts related to their high assistance residents as compared to this unit, which has a higher HPPD, but again, look at the counts, much lower. So one of the things that a scheduler, for example, could look at and notice is, okay, so first of all, they have a higher HPPD. Not only that, but their number of high assistance residents is much lower. So what I would anticipate you're going to have is these folks on this Forsythia unit are probably saying we're overwhelmed, we feel understaffed, we don't have enough time in the day to complete our tasks. Whereas the other unit is probably saying, I don't know what your problem is, we're doing just fine. And so a scheduler can immediately compare and say, you know what, maybe we wouldn't want to float a staff person or 2 from this unit and put them over here and balance things out a little bit. So this is not a highly sophisticated dashboard, but incredibly useful, and we see many clients use it on a daily basis. And so feel free to check it out on our demo at demo.dashpointanalytics.com. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me at keith@dashpointanalytics.com or check our website at www.dashpointanalytics.com. Thank you, and I hope to hear from you soon. Take care.